Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Anne Manera, and we are back again today for a live color along. I just need to do a sound check, just make sure that you can all hear me. So, what do you think, Jean and Mamie? Alice, can you hear me? How's my sound? I have a couple of different. Gonna move my camera too. Sorry about that crazy noise, but got a couple of different things we're gonna do this morning. In addition to coloring this page from Color Along Volume 13, we're gonna talk about an artist named Mondrian, and we're going to color this page in the style of Mondrian. So, and I'm also working on a new book again too. So I'm also going to maybe draw a page from that new book when we're done. So can everyone hear me? How's my sound? Big delay on Facebook this morning. Big controversy with Facebook lately. Okay, Mamie says she can hear me. That's all that counts. So far, all we have is the that graphic on the screen. Change my lighting. Thanks, Jean. All right, so let's give it a minute for the screen to flip because that's off. And big delay on Facebook lately. I think we're up to 21 seconds of a delay. So it drives me a little nuts sometimes. Bonnie can hear me. Good morning. So while we're waiting for the video to catch up to me with this terrible lighting. Look at that light. How's that? I think it's better. Okay, so let's say good morning to everyone first before we get started. And then we can talk about what we're doing today. Because in addition to today's typical normal color along, we are coloring in the style of an artist named Mondrian, who was an artist from the early 20th century, like the 1920s, so really kind of like 100 years ago, which I just kind of hit me this morning. It's almost 100 years ago. We're going to take a look at a couple of paintings by Mondrian, and then we're going to color the page we're coloring today, which is this Cats and Kittens page from Color Along Volume 13. I've got a selection of markers with me. I have some Faber-Castell markers. I have some Maped graph pens for some details. But what today's color along is all about is the choice of color and the colors that we are using today to color in the style of Mondrian. And I'm going to pop a let me see if I can refresh this first of all. I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen so that we can talk about Mondrian. But before I do that, let's say good morning to everyone, because all of you are nice enough to join me this morning. Take time out of your life to spend with us this morning. So good morning, Alice. Good morning, Mary. Hey, Cheryl and Chris is here with us this morning. Bonnie Hughes. Good morning. Good morning, Jean. Mary Hannah. Mamie. Who else is here? Billy Joe. Good morning. I know I saw Carrie Taylor somewhere. If you are here this morning, feel free to say hello, right? Say hello, right, Scarlett? Come here, Scarlett and Paisley, say hello. So this morning's page is from my book, Cats and Kittens. Is the video freezing on anybody? Because it keeps freezing on me. I don't know what's going on. From Cats and Kittens. So first, before we do anything else, let's take a look at Mondrian. I've got a couple of images I'm going to put on the screen right now. And we're going to talk about who this guy is. Who is this artist? And it's funny because there's been this whole thing over the past couple of days about that art exhibit, that piece of art that's caused a lot of attention with the banana duct taped to the wall. And there's a lot behind just a banana being duct taped to the wall, in that the artist that did that, which the name just kind of escapes me right now, his name begins with a C, it was making a statement basically. And I think that what's interesting is that a lot of people, I don't know if it's really interesting, but a lot of times we see art mainstream here, especially here in the 21st century, where it is everywhere. Here goes my friend Rachel from Card Services, where it is completely everywhere. And there is art everywhere, and we lose sight, or we don't realize what the statement that was being made is actually being made. We don't realize that there's a statement. We look at the banana on the wall, duct tape to the wall, and then we say, how stupid is that? It's a banana, it's taped to the wall with duct tape. But if you take a look, and I'm not going to go into the banana on the duct tape to the wall this morning, but my point is that the banana duct taped to the wall is not just about being a banana, the fruit, duct taped to a wall and being absurd and ridiculous and have the right. It's not for us to say we are like what's the point of that? You know what I mean? So there's a deeper meaning to that banana being duct taped to the wall. There's a statement that artist is making. There's a statement that he's made before. There's been many other artists throughout the 20th century that have made those types of statements. There's, for example, Marcel Duchamp was an artist that did a urinal piece of art, and that it's all this whole Dada movement, and we can go on, and I can probably keep talking about this for the entire day, but I'm not going to bore you with that part of it. I want to just talk to you about Mondrian, and the reason why I'm bringing up the banana duct tape to the wall is because that artist made a statement with that banana duct tape to the wall, similar to this artist that we're talking about today, Piet Mondrian. So Piet Mondrian is a Dutch painter. Let's get that out from the outset. There's a link here in the comments on this chat today that you can take a look and learn more about him. And it was really mostly about bold colors. And he worked in a lot of primary colors, as you can see in the painting to the left, which is called Bold and Bright. And then on the painting on the right, called Composition Number 7, again, Bold and Bright. So a lot of thick lines, black bold lines with primary colors, and the placement of the color within the grid or across the composition of the piece to create a rhythm that goes through it. Okay, so we're going to work with those types of colors, especially what we see in Composition Number 7. So a lot of yellow. Break out your primary colors is basically the name of the game today. Breaking out blue, yellow, and red. And we're also going to possibly make these lines that are black on the coloring page even bolder than they are. So, but what's the theory behind all this? I mean, most artists have some sort of method to their madness, if you will, about how they can actually make the art that they're making. So Piet Mondrian, in the early part of the 20th century, towards the 1920s, 1930s, when this happened, there was a movement in the art world based on the reductive theory. And basically what that is, in a nutshell, is they took a large scale item or image and they brought it to life on canvas and in a smaller form. And it's kind of like you would blow it up at this point. You know what I mean? So if you took a look at something now and maybe you zoomed in on something, then that's kind of what it was. So when you take a look at these two paintings, you can kind of see that they're kind of like zoomed in. Imagine that was these maybe are buildings, or they kind of remind me of a Google view, the view from Google from the sky. Google Map view is what I'm thinking. So it took mostly sculpture forms, or there was a lot of, and it was also involved in graphic design. And we could go on and on and on, but I really want to talk about and focus on the colors, and that is why I chose Piet Mondrian. He is certainly an artist that is well deserving of more than an hour of my time, but I want to just kind of talk about how he focused on the bold lines, the colors. He started moving towards pointillism and cubism, different types of abstract arts, and he was influenced by a lot that was happening in Paris. So, and this was really early 19th century, so really almost 100 years ago, or maybe 100 years ago, I guess. So that's what we're doing today, and the name of the game today basically is break out your primary colors and really kind of focus on the primary colors that we're using, similar to Mondrian. And, I pull in some different artists from time to time that we kind of focus on and we apply to a coloring page, which I don't really think that's happening anywhere else except for during these color alongs, where sometimes I'll take an artist and we'll focus on their style, their technique. We'll apply maybe one part of their style or technique or something about that artist to a coloring page in the coloring world. And I think it's a nice opportunity to, number one, learn a new technique, and also to learn something new about a different artist. So I think that's kind of cool. So as we jump into this page, I am using, first of all, I have a piece of paper behind my page because I don't want to have bleed through. And I have Faber-Castell grit markers, and I have Faber-Castell duo tip washable markers, as well as these Moped fine point pens. I thought maybe I might want to make add some details. I'm not really sure, you know. So any questions that I can answer so far up to this point, just feel free to let me know. So I'm gonna go with primary colors. So I'm gonna go with some red, and I've got some variations of red, so we can kind of do it that way too. I've got some blues, so we're gonna kind of pull out some blues, and I have yellow because there's another primary color. So red, yellow, blue, primary colors. The primary colors are what make up the rest of the colors. So if you were to mix the red with the yellow, we would get orange, or the yellow with the blue, we would get green. We kind of all already know what the primary colors are. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Diana. Karen's joined us also. Hey, Jason from across the pond. My friend Judy Cladd has joined us. Good morning, everyone. So I'm going to just kind of jump in and start coloring. I've got this red grip marker, and I'm going to go right onto the hearts. So really just kind of the basic primary colors basic primary colors. There are no, I mean, I don't even think that's kind of a good way to describe it. They're just primary colors. You can't be basic. Primary, I guess that's kind of like an oxymoron, right? Or like a redundancy. Can primary be a basic thing? Probably not, because it is basic. It's primary, right? Okay. Okay, so, hey, how about this crazy weather we're having? It's horrible here today. You know, I feel like this morning I need to put on like every single light bulb in my entire house because it is just extremely gloomy. And now I just realized that it's going to snow here on Wednesday. So I was told by someone today to stop saying that word because all I keep doing is attracting it. So I'm going to have to think better thoughts. I need to start attracting different things. So what is happening in your neck of the woods? Anything exciting in your world? Everyone that's joined us this morning. So I've got a couple other things that we're doing this morning too, is we are coloring from this. I started a new book. Did anyone see the new book I started? It's got sloths in it. It's so funny because I really am not familiar with the sloths, so I had to do my research and find out and learn about them. And I knew that they were lazy little creatures. And it's funny because I've been kind of on a mission over the past few weeks to do less. You know? I do have paper behind my page, Alice. Yes, I do. And it's funny that I'm drawing sloths. I mean, I feel like maybe it's the universe's way of saying, slow down, draw a sloth. Isn't it weird? It's very strange. My marker's running out now. Oh, brother. It's okay. Just grab another one. I'll make these dark too. I'll do the every other, make a pattern. So I've been working on the new book, and Sarah says she loves a sloth. That's how it is here. Gloomy and makes me want to curl up with a blankie, Miley, and hot cocoa. No kidding. Isn't it awful? It's like, what? I don't know. And I feel like it's always just either really gloomy. I mean, I guess we shouldn't be complaining because look at the places in the world that are having all types of fires, right? And they're having, it's so bad that you can't even open the window. I don't know what I would do with that. That would be, I don't know if I could survive that one. That would be horrible to me. So we've got all these little cats. They look like they should just be yellows. Let's go with this dude. I'm thinking that this is the guy cat and this is the girl cat. Now don't forget, I'm not going to put pink inside his ear because we are only working with yellow, blue, and red. The primary colors. But what I am doing is I'm kind of coloring this so it's not completely all the way filled in, so that there's almost that you could see some white. Does that make sense? So that you could, it almost looks like he has fur by doing it like that. So it's not like, it's just not a complete solid fill. I'm just kind of adding my yellow on there so you can kind of almost see some white shining through. And this guy, I'll make this a boy cat too. This down here. He looks like his name should be Felix. Oh, I forgot his tail. And then let's see about this yellow. This guy looks like he should be this yellow color. And my yellow on this marker is running out, which I already knew that before I started, which is fine. because again, I want it to kind of look like almost a texture. It's time for a new set of these Faber-Castell grips, let me tell you. Excellent marker, Faber-Castell grip. All right, here's another darker one. Make this dude, he's another dude. The dudes and the dudettes. Hey, Melody and Trish. Places that you still need to use the air conditioner. Where are the places you need to do that? No kidding, I'm going there. Quick hi from the Magic Kingdom. Lynn, this is the first. Can you get Mickey and Minnie to talk to us and watch today's color along? Jason says, we had an awful night. We had high winds and rain last night. A few houses lost slates and several trees are down in our park. Oh no, we're supposed to get high wind today too. Sarah got a new job. Oh, how exciting. Congratulations. Okay, so I'm going to go with now this darker yellow here for this lady. This is the lady cat. And I'm going to kind of do it a little bit of a scribble for her because I want it to kind of have a little bit of a texture because it is a cat with fur. But remember, we're talking about primary colors today. Right, Paisley? Paisley's here. She said, you're coloring the cat. I don't like that. Here's my tail. And then let's use that bright yellow like we used here for this one. And then as far as their noses, I'm just going to go with the dark red nose. Why not? Is it raining where you are, Melody? It's raining here too. It's miserable out. I just want sun. I'm just going to give them all red noses. Could you imagine if cats were really this color? If they had red noses and they were this like yellow color? Hey, Jamie. It's an assisted living for now, 11 to 7 as a caregiver. 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. as a caregiver. Oh, that is a, I don't want to say hard, but that is a very, that is a job that not everyone can do, Sarah. So that is amazing. What would it look like if you took red and made lines on the yellow cat? Oh, I think it would kind of look cool. I could give him some dots maybe around the... Try it, Alice. So working on that new book with the slots, not slots. Because here's the thing. I was... I don't know why, trying not to draw a new book until January. Don't ask me why. I mean, honestly, like, don't ask me why. I just don't know why I did that. But my chair is making very crazy noises. What the heck is going on here? All right, I'm going to put some red back here. But then I decided that, why am I doing this to myself? So I decided to start drawing the other day. And I don't even know why I decided to draw that. But I started, I don't know. I just did. So I've been drawing it. And I had some sketches going on. And I needed to kind of practice. And let me tell you, it was not an easy thing to draw because they are very blobbish. So I have a page today that maybe I'll draw if you're interested in watching that. And the other thing, it was something else I was going to talk to you all about today at today's meeting. I don't remember what it was now. Have you ever worked that 11 to 7 a.m. shift before, Sarah? That's a different life, right? Live different lifestyle. All right, now I think I'll put some blue in here. I think Alice is going to be trying, and I'm going to go with different shades of blue and yellow and red. You know, I'm not going to limit myself to only like one color blue or one color red type thing or one color yellow. So I'm going to vary it up. Now, I'm sure you could also, still sticking with those primary colors, mix them up. Like Alice was saying, maybe put something on the cat in red. Some lines. That would look kind of cool, actually. Hey, Secret Santa gifts have all been shipped. I shipped them on Saturday, actually. My poor mailman. Little guy. I said, I have a package, and he's thinking I have like one package, and then I break out this box, and it has tons and tons and tons of packages in them. Beth says, I would love to see you draw. Yeah, I think I'll draw a page from that new book, the Sloth book. But speaking of watching me draw, you know, I'm thinking, and I put a post in the Just Color Coloring group, so if you could go over and answer, I'm going to flip this actually, we need to pivot. If you could go over and answer the question and add your 2 cents to the poll that's in there, I mean, if you're interested anyway. I'm thinking about doing draw-alongs, similar to a color-along. But doing a draw along where you would be able to watch for free, like you watch a color along. But if you want to draw along with me, I would have a companion draw along book. So I don't know. What do you think about that? We could draw things like mandalas. It does kind of look like a circus tent. I agree. We could draw things like mandalas and still lifes and flowers and I was going to say mushrooms. Different things. It would have maybe reference photos in it. I don't know. I'm kind of planning it in my head, I guess. But I wanted to hear from all of you about what you thought. And my biggest question in the coloring group was, if there was something like that, would you watch it live? Would you want to watch it live? Or would you want to watch it pre-recorded? Because I know that sometimes when you're watching something like this, you're better off watching it pre-recorded. And I know that Bonnie Miller had commented that if it was pre-recorded, would you still talk? Yes, I would still talk. It would be a pre-recorded video of me drawing and guiding you through as you were drawing whatever we were drawing on that particular video. But it could be like a weekly video that would be released. Hey, good morning, Alexandria. Happy Monday. No kidding. Happy Monday. All right, let's see what other yellow we have in here. Or maybe a blue, another blue. Let's go with this blue right here. This is a Faber-Castell duo tip washable marker. So just kind of adding this color here. And I'm kind of doing it a little streaky. That's the only thing I don't like about these particular markers is you can see the streaks. It's not a very solid thing. I was going to use my IO alcohol markers this morning, but I cannot use any type of alcohol marker when it is kind of unless I have some air going on around me. And it's just too miserable to open the window. It's kind of a miserable day out there for weather. So there's that, and I kind of wanted that streak in there because I wanted it to kind of look like the floor or whatever that was. Now, the other thing about Piet Mondrian, he used a lot of white too, so holding the white. Sarah says, I would rather the interaction. So you would rather the interaction amongst the people that are, yeah, Dawn's laughing at the mushrooms. We have kind of like a crazy thing going on with mushrooms. It's okay, Dawn. We can just keep it between us. I'm scarred for life is all I have to say. Would you draw, though, Sarah? So there's the question. So the whole purpose of the draw-alongs would be, in fact, that you would actually be drawing along. So there's the question. Would you actually be drawing? Or would you just be watching for, like, entertainment purposes and interaction with the community? Of the people. Of the people. I feel like I'm like, you know, the Constitution. of We the People. This is running out too. You know, this bugs me when a marker starts to run out. How about you? It's annoying. Let's put some blue. I like this color blue. Don't you? That light blue. Dawn says, Judy says I would try to draw. Dawn, you should start selling those Christmas ornaments, even if you just sell them as pages. I think it would be awesome. Did anyone else see the ornament that Dawn drew? It was really, really pretty. You would just watch. So the whole point, that's what I'm trying to find out, Sarah, is that the whole point of the draw along, the primary point, the purpose of it is to teach people, is for you to draw along. You know? So that's where that's where I have to kind of make the decision of how would I do it. So I guess I'm going to do like majority rules type thing. Trying to catch up on the comments. Some of the videos were not loading either on my end too. So here's just some red here. So see how it's kind of taken on kind of the I don't know, the essence of Mondrian with the colors that we're using. I don't know how else to say it. The essence, I guess, right? Should have pivoted my page here so I can get inside that area. But again, I'm going to leave that background with white because I don't want anything else to be happening back there. Because remember, and we're going to go back over some of these black lines to make them even bolder. And now I'm going to go back in with this brighter yellow. I didn't know how long this page was going to take me this morning, so I thought maybe I would, that's why I thought it would be kind of a good day to kind of work on one of the pages for the new book. Plus, I have my camp book with me. It finally got delivered yesterday. Boy, that was quick. I ordered it like on Friday. I cannot believe that I got it yesterday. So I have my winter camp book, which camp is happening January 26th through February 1st. We're drawing at camp. Actually, we're going to draw the camp cabin on one of those days. So we'll do a flip through of that book this morning. I have my mushroom book if Dawn wants to see it. Dawn's probably laughing. Jason says, I think I would watch the draw along for inspiration and then try to do my version afterwards. Yeah, so I'm thinking that, thanks Jason, I'm thinking that I would have a draw along book. And in the book, it would have some information about what we're working on and how, like, kind of like a how-to, step-by-step, that type of thing. We did a drawing session with the Colorist Academy people a couple of weeks ago. We did a still life drawing. So we're going to be doing more of that in the Colorist Academy also. Hey, good morning, Barb. We're supposed to have a big storm tomorrow. Oh, no. You know, I think that anyone can draw. I believe anyone can draw. And you just may not be able to draw, I don't even want to say as well as someone else. But maybe you just won't, you're just not going to draw. Now, I'm not even going to say, you're not going to draw something the same as someone else. But anyone can draw. I think that everybody draws differently. And I think that, I mean, there's some people that when I look at their drawings, it's like, oh my God. I was looking at this one guy the other night, even just paintings too. Looking at something with this, I forgot what his name was, but something that came across my feed on Facebook. And it was all these vibrant paintings of fruit. That's the other thing we could draw too. We could draw fruit. We could draw, you could actually kind of add some things to what you're drawing as far as like what types of things. Maybe in addition to the book, you would have to have other things with you. That type of thing. I'm hoping I can be part of camp. I hope so too, Judy. You know, I'm going to tell you, the camp book is $21.99 this time around instead of $19.99. And the reason I did that is because I am hoping that Amazon is going to have, you know, sometimes Amazon has a coupon and off like a $20 book purchase. Then that's why I did that. because I figured it would be a great way to get that book for $5 less when that coupon rolls out. And I don't want to go back in and change the price, because I think that would kind of be like a deceptive thing to do to my self-publishing account. So I just put the price at $21.99. But the group has been set up. Alice is our first member, and then Colorist Academy people, I'll be adding you to the group this week. Just kind of been chipping away at a bunch of stuff. So, all right. So there is the page that is with all of our colors in it. Now, Piet Mondrian also had a lot of bold black lines. So let's see if I can find the black in this particular. No, that's not black. I don't know if this even has black in it. I'll have to go with my grit marker. I don't know who was calling me. Artist styles are different. Completely. Exactly, Alice. Anyone can draw. You're right, Jason. You know? Anyone can draw. I'm going to take a black marker. Let's make sure it works. Okay. And I'm just going to go back over the lines to make it bold. That's kind of a cheat way of kind of almost like, I don't want to say tricking yourself or tricking your mind, but kind of a way to almost train your mind in your hand and the coordination part of it to actually be able to draw something. Draw over something. It's kind of like bolding. This technique is also like bolding, where you add the bold line. I'm not going to do anything to the cats yet, because I'm thinking that maybe, let me kind of flip this over. Maybe they might stay the way they are. I'm not sure. So see how that's just kind of making everything pop by doing that? I'm going to leave those cats, though, just like that. But I am going to go back over with these, with my hearts. It's a good way to practice how to draw hearts. Hearts are not easy to draw. Butterflies are not easy to draw either, because it's symmetrical, like a heart. A heart is symmetrical. But why make it symmetrical? You know? Just leave it so it's not. Nothing in life is perfect, so you can leave it the way it is. I'm going to go over their eyeballs. These little guys too. And then I will go over this part of their face and their whiskers. But I'm going to leave the rest of the cat the way it is. This one doesn't have whiskers. We don't know why. When she was getting whiskers, apparently, she just... I don't know what happened to her. I like her better without them. So I'm going to say the ones with whiskers are boys and the ones without are girls. What do you think? It's a whole little tale that goes on. A little story you can tell, right? About the cats that are in this, or any type of little... Hey, Bonnie Miller. Alice says camp is going to be great. Well, Alice is saying that because Alice saw the book, right? And there's so many activities, there's so many coloring tutorials in this camp book for winter 2020 that have never done color alongs before too. Wouldn't you say, Alice? The other thing is that I already have, I think I have 3 giveaways already signed up. I know we have Mary Whitworth is going to be doing a paparazzi giveaway. And Spera Farben is going to be doing a colored pencil giveaway. And Melody, I think Melody's still here this morning. Melody is doing another journal, I believe. Oh no, look what I just did. That's okay. Let's not focus on the mistakes. You should know what's wrong. But the thing that I'm holding my camera on, it has a leg, and it was in the way of my arm. All right, so, and then, I don't know, I got to get in touch with our friend Albert Jones from Black Widow to see if he's interested in colored pencil giveaway. I don't, I don't know what other artists are going to be participating, but we're going to take a look at it. All right, so I'm leaving this the way it is. This is actually complete. Where's my cap? We don't know. I really don't know. What happened to it? Okay. Nope, it's not in my pocket. I don't know what I did with it. All right, so let's hope I can find the cap to this because I don't want it to dry out. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right, so this page is complete. So let's flip that image back on the screen again for Mondrian as we talk about, as we get ready to kind of switch gears. And I'm going to clean up my area here, clean up my desk. Kind of a mess. So, Piet Mondrian, a Dutch painter, and I kind of do briefly what we talked about before, way back early 20th century, so almost 100 years ago. And it was basically this artist worked in this theory of a reductive theory. And it was a movement that happened in the art world around that time where you kind of zoomed in on things, where you took a large scale image and you zoomed in and you brought it to life on canvas. And it was mostly a lot of architectural stuff, a lot of graphic design. And you kind of, it reminds me of like Google Maps right now. What would happen if you kept zooming, and really kind of focus. He really focused on a lot of primary colors. He started to move towards the pointillism, the cubist style, but he had a method to his madness. And all artists kind of have a concept that's behind everything. Hey, Cindy. And like a theory as to what they're doing and a reason for what they're doing and why they're doing it. Maybe you don't see that on the paper, but it's what happens kind of in the artist's mind, I guess, amongst other things. I don't know. Crazy things happen in the artist's mind, if you ask me. Sometimes it get a little crowded inside there. So that is what's happened with Piet Mondrian. There's I'm going to pop a link right here also that you can kind of see pietmondrian.org, and you can kind of take a look at more about him. And the reason why we do these color alongs, that we pull in an artist and we color in the style of that particular artist. So maybe we take something from a famous artist and we apply it to a coloring page, is to learn a new technique, apply a new technique, and to also kind of learn about a different artist. It's fun to learn about a different artist and talk about the art that's there, the reason they made it, and just kind of look at different things. So this is our Piet Mondrian style color along. I'm going to put a just kind of a note here. This is the Mondrian style. And I can't wait to see what you guys have done with this. So let's take a look at the camp book first before I start flipping through, before I start drawing some sloths. So here's the camp book. We meet on January 26th, Sunday through Saturday again, January 26th through February 1st. We're in a cabin this time because it's winter. We don't want to be cold. Forget this tent. That's for the birds. And the first page of the book has kind of a cover page, and you can actually cover this camp cabin, copyright page, information about how to follow me on social media, and the camp schedule, the most important part of the whole thing. On Sunday, January 26th, we are coloring in bling. Bling. Bling is the topic. Sarah says, ask the new people about the draw along. What Sarah's talking about is on my on the coloring group. There's a post about draw alongs. I'm thinking about adding draw alongs like on a weekly basis, where it would be similar to a color along, but we would be able to learn how to draw. We would have a draw along book, something that I'm thinking of starting in January. All right, so we're going over bling. What's bling? Bling. Everything's bling, right? Bling is glitter and glitz and all that stuff. So we're going to use glitter and watercolors. And then on Monday, we'll be layering mediums with mixed media because we want to kind of see what happens when we put things on top. On Tuesday, we're drawing the camp cabin. So we're going to learn how to draw the camp cabin. So here's kind of a good example of like a draw along style thing. Paper weaving happens on Wednesday. That's totally new to a color along. We've never done that before. Where we're going to color a page, and then we're going to cut it up, and we're going to weave it together. Then we've got a grayscale photograph with colored pencils. Then we're going to talk about bolding. similar to what we did today. And then on Saturday, we're going to talk about disappearing lines. This is a totally new one. I've never done this one at a color along before, but basically it is a way to make your coloring page in the end look like it's a painting. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Supply list, as usual, is any brand of any of the products that's listed here. So if you want to join coloring camp, you will need colored pencils, markers, gel pens, crayons. I don't know if I even have crayons on here. Oh, mixed media crayons. Watercolor paint, a white gel pen, number 2 pencil, because we're going to be drawing, an eraser, tape, glue stick, a ruler, scissors, and glitter. So that's our supply list. So color along pages appear here in the following section. So we're going to add bling to this page, and then we're going to be layering colors on this page. And then this page is to draw the camp cabin. That's why it's blank. We're drawing the camp cabin right from the get-go, right from the start. Paper weaving is this page, so we'll be coloring this, we'll be cutting it up, and then on the following page is the paper weaving assembly page where we'll put it all together. So that's going to be fun. Then we have a grayscale photo page that we'll be working on, and then we'll be working on bolding. Oddly enough, it's cats and kittens again, but we're working on bolding. Then here's a page for disappearing lines, and this one is going to be a lot of fun. So disappearing lines. Then this also has some activity pages in it. As usual, we've got a coloring page happening, coloring challenge, word search, a word scramble, a hidden objects page, kind of a, I'm actually thinking of doing a hidden objects coloring book, hidden objects coloring page. And then this is kind of cool. This is the 100 colors challenge where you fill each square of with a new color created by mixing any combination of red, yellow, and blue. So this is kind of cool. See if you can get 100 colors out of here. And then, as usual, it has color swatch charts for each page, and then it also has another set of copies of what's in this book, and some pages for notes. So that is the Coloring Camp book. Any questions about Coloring Camp? I also have Color Along 14 with me. It's already out on Amazon. I put Color Along 14 and the Coloring Camp book out on Amazon early, way early, because I wanted them to be out for Christmas. Just in case you wanted to ask Santa for one of these books, they were there. So this is Color Along Volume 14, which does not start until March, but it's there. So this, I have not created the schedule for this as far as what techniques we're going to use, but I think it'll be fun. So it has a lot of different pages. Here's one that's not in any book right now. It's a mushroom grayscale coloring page. And here's another grayscale page. Grayscale still life. So same theory and same setup as the usual color along books, but this does not start till March. But it is, in fact, on Amazon right now, and it's also on my website. What other book do I have in front of me? I have Mushroom Mania. Did everyone see Mushroom Mania? It's been a popular book. Mushroom Mania is all about mushrooms. It has some hidden gnomes throughout it. It has some dogs. All of my dogs, past and present, make an appearance in this book. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Amanda. There's a dog here. There's a dog here. So some of the pages have dogs that are kind of hidden amongst the grass. With these big giant mushrooms, there's flowers, there's bees, there's dragonflies, there's butterflies, there's fancy mushrooms that have decorations on them, there's lanterns. So this is a fun book to color. I think it's cool for any age. A lot of kids like this book. This one's kind of a simpler mushroom page. And this book is on Amazon also, so that book is there. The other book that is out that I don't have a copy of right now is Family Christmas from Toddlers to Grannies, for Toddlers to Grannies. Family Christmas coloring book for Toddlers to Grannies is the newest Christmas book. And this book is great to color with little kids. So if you have grandchildren or kids that are toddlers and they want to color something, this book is easy enough for them. And I'm going to show you why. So it has some pages that are similar to this. I've seen these pages colored, and a lot of these pages actually were colored. And when I was creating this book, actually, I was doing this book before Christmas Tree Mania came out. And wait a minute, I have the wrong book in front of me. This is Christmas Tree Mania. I pulled out the wrong book. Hello, where is the other one? I don't have it. This is Christmas Tree Mania. It's similar to the other one. This was Oh Christmas Tree Mania. So this one is cool. I'm going to have to get the other one. From toddlers to grannies. Has bigger pages to color. I had kind of like a brain freeze, I guess, you know? I had like a senior moment. Has this ever happened to anybody? They have like a moment where they just kind of lose their mind for a second. Too many things going on. Alice says, I like it too. I must be a big kid at heart. Yeah, you know, someone else said that to me too. They feel like, I like these big pages. But this is cool. This one is Oh Christmas Tree Mania. And I don't have a copy of this book yet. Sometimes I just don't have a copy of my own book. But go over to the Just Color group. I've got to find Oh Christmas Tree Mania, Sarah. I mean, Family Christmas. It must be in this other book. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I don't have Family Christmas pages with me. Nope, I don't have them. I'm going to have to print them out. I'm going to print them. Let me see. Does it happen to you too, Bonnie? What is up with that? I blame the weather. I blame the weather, Bonnie. No reason to blame anything else. Trish says I don't have a mind to lose. Yeah, sometimes I feel like that. All right, I'm going to take a commercial break here, and I'm going to see if I can print that Family Christmas. Let me see here. Where are you, Christmas book? Sometimes I call the book a different thing. Did I ever tell you all that? Sometimes I call the book something that it's not really it doesn't really make it to that title. So, for example, this book, Family Christmas, was called More Christmas. I don't know why, but I did. I called it More Christmas. All right, let's see what will happen here. All right, so I'm going to let that print while I am doing something else. How about that? It's printing in the background. Okay, so this is Oh Christmas Tree Mania. Okay. Hey, on to the good stuff. Let's draw. I don't know why my printer's not making a noise here. There it goes. The other day I moved some stuff around and I moved my printer, which was one of the things I moved, and then it didn't work. Did you ever have that happen? Crazy. All right. So this is my sloth book, and I'm going to tell you how it starts, okay? People want to know. Someone was asking me this the other day. So I had this piece of paper, just a regular lined piece of paper the other day as I was sitting. I don't even know what I was doing at the moment. And I was just kind of doodling, sketching. I was like, a sloth. Let me see if I can get some of these sketches. Came up with this little guy. Came up with this dude. Came up with this guy. Scanned it into the computer, and I got these bigger drawings of my own drawings. Then what I do is I take that drawing that I have of my own drawing, and rather than trying to duplicate what I did, I don't know who this is that keeps calling me, but let me tell you. Rather than trying to, draw it over and make it exactly the way I did it, if that's kind of impossible. So I take the back and I rub it with pencil, graphite, and then it allows me to kind of transfer it to whatever paper I'm drawing on. So in this case, I'm drawing on this particular sketchbook. So that's what I did with this guy. So I transferred this guy from this piece of paper onto here. Does that make sense? So here's one of the pages. This was my first page. I'm not really crazy about it. I'm not sure if I should add maybe a little bit of a, line with those. They're supposed to be dragonflies. I don't even know if they look like dragonflies at this point. And then here's one where they're just kind of all saying, hey, how are you, up through the grass. And added the background to kind of like a frenzy style page. So I don't know. So what do you all think about slots? Here's two of them just kind of hanging with some flowers. I'm not really sure if where sloths live, there actually are flowers that look like this, but in my mind, in the sloth world, that's what's happening. Here's one that's in pencil so far, and I just need to ink it. So I think what I'm going to do today is ink one of these pages for you while we're sitting here. Here's one that's kind of being extremely lazy. Yeah, well, I'm not sure about the long nails, Bonnie, on some of them. I'd have to add a few of them, yes. Have not added the long nails. But not all sloths that are drawn as an illustration have those long nails. Did you know that? All right, here are a couple here. This guy's wearing a bow tie because he thinks he's just like the bee's knees, apparently. And this guy's kind of hanging on a tree. It's got some background. I don't know if you can see these pencil drawings before I ink them. Here's another one just kind of sitting there in a yoga pose. He's meditating amongst the whole thing. A few more in the background. Beth Turner says, October has been going to work super early for a few days. My dog looks for her. She wants to go back to bed and wait for her to come and get her to go potty. I have to get really firm with her and go get her out. I thought you were telling me this to have to do with the sloth. I'm thinking, thank you, Beth. So, yeah, I don't really know much about a sloth, to be honest with you, but I'm learning as I'm drawing this book. So here's another one that needs to be sketched. Here's my latest one, I think. That's the latest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink one of them. So I think what I'll do is ink this one right here, because this one kind of looks like it's ready to be inked. And I use these Pigma Sakura product. It's a Pigma Micron pen. And I use Graphic 1 is the tip I use. And, you know, some of these pens have a very, very fine tip. And I don't really like that extremely fine tip. I've got to make sure it works. And I always kind of start from the bottom when I'm working on these pages, starting with the grass. So I guess the trick here is to figure out what needs to go on top of what. So what I need to do here, I need to still add the nails, Bonnie. So what needs to go on top of what? For example, this blade of grass is on top of this guy's leg. So here I'm going to draw this first. And here's a couple more pieces of grass. I'm going to draw this one right here. So it's kind of like putting a puzzle together in a way to understand what goes where. And what goes near what type thing. Now let's do this guy's nose, his eyes. They have these kind of distinctive things around their eyes. And this little thing here is always on there. And then I'm just thinking that they're kind of like bedhead guys, you know? Like the hair is just not, it's just not combed. Kind of give them a funny little... You've never heard of it, Melanie? They're real. They're real, Melanie. You know, it's fun. They're very lazy, right? They're a lazy animal. I was reading something about them that said that it takes like, in one day they only move the distance of a half of, no, they're not pets. They live in the jungle in South America. And it takes them like a half a day to move like half the length of a football field. They only hang in the trees, in the canopy of the trees. And what else do we know about them? Does anybody else know anything else that I don't know about them? I'm sure Lisa knows. And they have these crazy long nails. And I think that the other part about the sloth, and the reason why people like them, from what I've figured out in my research, is that they are all about relaxation. I thought it was South America. Is it Thailand? It's Thailand, Chris? You may be right. They're very lazy. And I just kind of feel like there was something I was reading about how to live the sloth life. And one of the things it said was that if somebody asked you a question, rather than even taking the energy to say anything or to talk is to just give a thumbs up. I guess they eat leaves. And it said that they mostly hang around in the canopy of the trees, and the only time they come down to the ground is to go to the bathroom. Thought that was interesting. That was actually very interesting to me. They're very docile, right, Lisa? They are, I don't know if I would want it as a pet. Like, what makes people really like them is the question I have. Is it because of their they have a very slow metabolism, which is why they actually move very slow. But Lisa, why do you like them so much? Here's a tree that he's kind of hanging on to. Gotta fix that. I'll fix it in the computer. Do you think they have a calming effect? The nails look like hooks so they can hang from a branch. Yes, they do. So they can kind of like hang around. But I have to say, a lot of them that are illustrated, like you see on different products or greeting cards, they don't have those nails. So not when it's the cartoon type version of it, a lot of them don't. So I thought maybe I would do some with and some without. Lisa says, our zoo has a sloth encounter where you can spend time with them. What do you do with them when you spend time with them? Like, you know, read a book? What do you do with them? Alice says, so the one sitting is actually going potty. No, he's meditating. He's not going to the bathroom. He is supposed to be having, like, you know, a calming moment, thinking this guy is bugging him. That's why he has a look on his face. You know? I don't know if I want to hang with them. Kind of pivot this around to get this side. All right, so I've got these kind of little pieces of grass. And now I'm going to put this tree so it matches all the way down. And then I'm going to work my way up. So I've got this kind of branch right here. I don't know if the butterfly is something that really kind of hangs with the sloth. What do you think? Do they smell? Like, do they have, like, an odor? I would imagine that they would. I'm not really sure if I would want us to smell them. Do you think so? I would think the hanging or eating one should have nails, but not the others. Yeah, some of them should. So I'll add some nails to the hanging one. The sitting one is meditating, and think of his answer to your question. What was my question? Do they smell? I haven't done it yet, but you sit with them and watch them, and they may even come up to you. And do they want to be with these people, with humans? I always wonder about, like, hanging with an animal like that. Like, do they want to hang around with us? There's my bee right there. All right, I'm going to just kind of pivot my page a little bit because I've got to get my leaves. And my tree branch is going to go all the way up here to the top. Why is he sitting? I'm telling you, he's meditating. I already asked him about Trish. He says, I've had it with all the busyness that I've had to do all day long, and here I am just kind of sitting. You know? We had a baby sloth born in our zoo in Syracuse. Do you guys live near each other, Dawn and Judy? Well, I don't know if that's the position that they take, Alice, when they're going to the bathroom. I don't know if that is like, do they sit like a human like that? Or do they, I mean, let's think about what we're talking about. Come on. Did you ever think when you woke up today that, or yesterday in your life, that you would be having this conversation this morning and actually contemplating and wondering whether or not a sloth sits to pee? They're like a brownish color. They're like a funny brownish color. You can look them up on YouTube. Lisa was right. Well, here's a butterfly here. I'm going to kind of give it a little bit of a design on the inside of the butterfly. Of course, once this page is done, then I'll scan it into my computer and I will get rid of all my pencil lines. Let's give this one a... So I've been using these sketchbooks that I bought at Dollar General, actually. It doesn't have a sticker on it because I took it off, but it's got this plastic black cover if you're looking for a good sketchbook. And the paper is not completely bright white, and it's 9 by 12. I love it. They're only $3. The price is wonderful. And I was actually just thinking to myself this morning that, what if they don't have them anymore? So I'm thinking that I might need to go buy like 20 of them. Because I'm afraid it's going to be like one of those things where you buy a pair of pants, you like it, and then all of a sudden, you know, they stop making it. Does that ever happen to anybody else besides me? It must. Maybe I'll put another flower here. Lisa is saying that sit position represents their Zen-like quality. You've captured it, Anne. Thank you. I'm thinking that they should be very Zen-like. And then you have these guys up here, which kind of look very whimsical to me. And they just look like we are sneaking in and we're not supposed to be up here. And that Zen-like guy doesn't know we're down there. You can tell the whole story. And here's their bedhead thing going on. And this guy here, here's his little nose. What are these things called that are around their eyes? Kind of reminds me of like a raccoon style thing, doesn't it? So there's those two guys right there. I'm in 30 minutes. Oh, I'm reading a comment. Tammy is getting a coffee steel cup. Coffee steel cup. Hey, Lois. Maybe I'll take one of these drawings from this book and put it on a t-shirt. That would be kind of cool. Maybe I could do the Zen-like one. Okay, so there's those three. So that's this finished page. See, that happens to you too, Alice. You find something you like, and then they don't have it anymore. Drives me nuts. Moss can grow on them because they're so stationary most of the time. Oh my God. You're kidding. How interesting. That's pretty slow. It's actually very slow. If moss will grow on them. All right, so I have my family Christmas book that I'm going to show you because I'm done with this one, with this particular drawing. And then I'll be inking the rest. I think I'm up to like, I think I've already drawn like 9 of them. This is the 9th one. So I'll be drawing some more of these later on today. So that's my sloth book, so stay tuned for that. I don't know if it'll be out before Christmas or not. I don't really know, to be honest with you. It depends on how fast I can get it moving. All right, before we depart today, before we leave, this is Family Christmas Coloring Book for Toddlers to Grannies. And like Alice was saying, I like all of them anyway. So it's really, it's not just for any, I mean, the drawings are not just for a specific age group. Anyone can do them. So here's the cover. Like Sarah, I'm running out of ink. And here's an example of one of the pages that would be for a toddler. So really, really big. Chris says, I'm waiting for that to happen to me. Me too, Chris. No kidding. It's like, what was I doing the other day that I found dust? Oh, it was in my shower. I found dust in my shower. It was crazy. You can make patterns on them. That's a good idea, Alice. All right, so these have bigger spaces to color because when these bigger, bolder lines that are more for a toddler. So here's one with cookies and milk and a tree with presents. And then this would be more for the older person. You got to keep moving. Every once in a while, get up, you know? Stand up. Just to kind of shake off the moss. That would be kind of crazy. Here's another big tree. And then it has, so it's got a variety of these pages that are good for all ages. A toddler could easily color this page. As long as you can hold a crayon, you can color. So this is a good book to color with kids, grandchildren. That's why I titled it Coloring Book for Toddlers to Grannies. So I thought that would be kind of cool. Here's one with Santa Claus with his bag of gifts. And then there's some pages in here that are a little more detailed with this kind of like freestyling looking mandala where these objects are just kind of in a circle. Here's another one that would be good for a little kid. This one is the one that I hated the most. I'm going to be honest with you. When I was first drawing these pages for this book, I drew these pages and then I said, this looks terrible. And I put it all aside, closed up the sketchbook, and I started drawing Christmas Tree Mania. And then when I was done, I realized that I did have a lot of drawings that I hadn't used yet. So I was inspired and talked to a couple of people, and they said, just go for it and include them. And then I started seeing people color the ones that I did not like. And I couldn't believe how good they looked. So, and here's one with a gnome and my little dog, Georgia. Here's another one that has kind of that freestyling looking mandala type thing. Here's one with the big angel. This is a good one to add a lot of patterns to, don't you think, Alice? Marianne does love it. Marianne loves this book. I actually sent Marianne this book as a gift. From time to time, I'll send someone a book for a gift. Many of you have had a book sent to you. And I sent it to her because Marianne colors with her grandchildren a lot. And I just thought that, matter of fact, when I was drawing this book and putting it together, I actually was thinking of her. And I contacted her and said, you know what, I've been thinking of you about drawing this book, and I want to send you a book. So I sent it to her, and she has been having a blast with it. So, so that is Family Christmas Coloring Book for Toddlers to Grannies. So check out this book on Amazon. It's $7.99, I believe, right now. I think that's what the price is on Amazon at the moment. Has 24 pages to color, 2 copies of every page, as, you know, the usual, like I usually do. And I think it's a lot of fun to color. I love seeing the finished pages that are colored from everyone, like I do with every other book. But I really was surprised when I started seeing these, because there were pages in this book that I was like, oh, I do not like that book. So, okay. Hey, we've gone through a lot of stuff today. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. And let's see, what's next on our agenda here? We'll be back again next week. Next week's our next color along. Secret Santa people, gifts have been shipped. I'll see my painting group back again on the 14th. We're having a lot of fun in that group, painting a lot of different paintings. This Saturday we're tackling Van Gogh. And I will see everyone in the groups. Selena is joining us. Hey, Selena. I need to get in touch with you, Selena, because I want to make sure that you received my emails. I want to make sure the color along is just ending right now, but you can definitely watch the replay of this. But I want to make sure that you have received that email because it has a lot of links in it that you are going to need. Any questions for today? We are going to wrap up, and I will see everyone soon. Hey, thanks for joining me today.